yes, if it isn't Walking with Monsters. Huh, why did they call it that? I mean, Walking with Dinosaurs is called Walking with Dinosaurs because it has dinosaurs in it. And Walking with Beasts is called Walking with Beasts because beasts is a synonym for mammals. That makes a lot of sense given that Smilodon is a total beast in this show. Now that I think about it, there isn't one word that can group together all the animals that existed before the dinosaurs. The creatures that lived in the Paleozoic are just too vast and different. We go from weird shrimps like Anomalocaris to psychopathic children eating Dimetrodons.
Dimetrodon are cannibals.
Yeah, I guess we know why it's called Walking with Monsters now. Now, let's delve into why it's such an underrated masterpiece. First off, like all Walking with series, it has a timeless intro, and the show's music ranges from atmospheric to downright horrifying. The entire show has a feel of mystery to it because we don't really know an awful lot about all these animals. They lived so long ago. Walking with Monsters does a really good job at making us feel like we're actually there, analysing all these animals. Sometimes I even forget when watching this show that the appearance of all these animals is merely a reconstruction of the fossils that they left behind. The show starts off with another planet, Theia, smashing into Earth, creating a brand new world.
Our world.
Then it begins in the Cambrian period, 530 million years ago, China. The first animal we see is an Anomalocaris, which literally means weird shrimp, and you can see this just by the way it looks. Walking with Monsters often gives us shots from the animal's perspective. In this case, Anomalocaris. It looks pretty trippy, and you can clearly see it's inspired off bug vision. The CGI is absolutely ahead of its time. I would even go as far as saying it is better than Star Wars prequels. The narrator then shifts the focus to arthropods, and he states a pretty cool fact that during the Cambrian, 80% of animals at this time were arthropods. But what he doesn't state is that 75% of animals today are also arthropods, which makes the fact a whole lot less interesting. And of course, a good show has to have some action. Here we see two Anomalocaris fighting. Since Anomalocaris is depicted so high in the food chain, it's practically its own enemy. And a cool detail that I think they probably did on purpose is that when the Anomalocaris ram into each other, it sounds like the clanging of swords. And very tragically, the Anomalocaris I was rooting for almost dies. Surprisingly, he is still alive, but actually he did go extinct 488 million years ago. I love this scene though, the lighting is just immaculate and it makes the CGI look ever more real. And we see this school of Haikuichthyes and they're presented as gods. The reason to why this is because Haikuichthyes is one of our earliest ancestors. That's a bit narcissistic. This is personally what I think makes the show a masterpiece. They do these little animations showing the evolution of the creatures. Even though these animations are so cool, they're a little bit outdated. It's not like Haikuichthyes directly evolved into Cephalespis, but the documentary still presents it in a super cool way. Ah, yes, this is an example of the show being inaccurate. The show says Cephalespis lived 478 million years ago, but it actually lived 410 million years ago to 360 million years ago, making it from the Devonian and not the Silurian. They got it a whole 68 million years wrong, which is a longer space of time from us and the dinosaurs. Nevertheless, this show is still great for what it is. It was made in 2005, of course it's going to be outdated, and it was great for its time. And there hasn't been a documentary based on the Paleozoic like it. The CGI is really good, and the music adds greatly to the atmosphere. This leads to the end of the video, and I'm going to need your advice. Should I make a video like this on Walking with Dinosaurs, or continue this series and analyse the next episode of Walking with Monsters?